Coming up on today's show, we will be reviewing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Is it better than the first one?
We'll be chatting with Jim Carrey.
And we'll be going through this week's big releases, including The Bad Guys and Morbius. Welcome to What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. I am Blue Justice.
And I'm working on a film about a small blue hedgehog in a Welsh mining valley in Victorian times. I'm calling it How Green Is My Hill. Dan Layton. That was the longest one I've ever done. I worked on it for like 3 days trying to tighten it down. I'm sorry.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave a real long pause there, just because when people are watching this, you're going to need that time to laugh. Yeah. You know, like when you do a sitcom?
Oh,
and
yeah.
you leave pauses so that you can have the laugh track.
Thank you. It's also themed because that won an Oscar and it was the Oscars the other weekend. So
and also,
I've thought about everything.
Oh, I thought you were making a Green Hill Zone joke.
Well, yeah. That's I've taken the classic Oscar-winning picture, How Green Was My Valley, and I made it, you see. This is what was really funny about it. This was what was clever. Yeah. How Green Was My Hill. And Sonic, Green Hill Zone.
So we saw Sonic 2 last week.
We did do that, yeah.
We're now allowed to do more than just our GIF reactions
that
we did
more
last
than the social reactions. We can give actual reactions.
Actual reactions to it. So first off, like your thoughts on the first movie and then your immediate thoughts that came out after seeing it last weekend.
Well, the first movie was mired in a bit of a what's about to happen here because of the original design of the main character, which I did look, I forgot what it looked like and I re-looked at it last night. With his, Sonic's legs shouldn't look like my legs in skinny jeans. That's not, it's not the vibe. So when they did the redesign, it was like, okay, that is considerably better. What is this movie going to be? And so I went in and was actually very pleasantly surprised by how just simple fun it was. There were a couple of jokes in there that I was a bit like, well, I wasn't expecting you to make the joke in this film. Jim Carrey doing the most. So I was quite pleasantly surprised. So when there was a second one, I was a little bit more on the side of, okay, see what you're going to do. You've got more faith in me this time. And yeah, I think it came through.
So I had a moment when I was watching the trailer for the second movie. I was very excited by the second movie because I really, really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
I thought it was so much better than it probably had any right to be.
Yeah, that's very true.
And it felt like it was the Sonic movie that I would have got in the 90s as a child. Like it's the sort of, I went to the pictures as a child in the 90s and I'd be like, oh, cool, that's the Sonic the Hedgehog movie I would have expected to have seen.
Yeah.
So I liked it from that aspect of it. And then when I saw the trailer for the next one, and it's like, okay, cool. Well, now Tails is in it, and Knuckles is in it, and it's the full Dr. Robotnik look. Oh, and look, he's got the biplane. Oh, look, it's the Death Egg.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they've got the Chaos Emeralds and stuff. And I was like, what?
Oh, look, it's a text from my friend Jack.
And it reminded me of the second Turtles movie in the Bayverse when it was just like, okay, well, you didn't like the first movie that much.
Yeah.
Here's Bebop. Here's Rocksteady. Here's the
give you
Technodrome.
all of them.
Yeah, here's Krang. And then it was just like, we're just going to dump all of the fan service stuff onto you. And there was a moment of I was like, is this going to be too much now? And what I really enjoyed about it actually is that it didn't feel like it was too much. It really did just feel like this is Sonic 2 / Sonic 3. Not so much Sonic and Knuckles, but certainly Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 writ large up on the big screen.
Yeah, and I think what you said about it being the film that you would have got in the 90s is very, very accurate because there's something about it which is very playful.
Yeah,
I think joyous.
It's a kids' film.
It's a kids' film, exactly. It's a proper family film that hasn't. I think a lot of the family films try too hard these days to be, but the parents, and like the best films of that era that do that are very subtle with that kind of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I don't mean this as a dig because there are some people who will see this as a dig, but it reminded me kind of the late Joel Schumacher Batman films in its sort of lightness and its fluffiness, and I enjoyed it.
Crikey, it is light, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it is just there's a moment during the movie, and I don't think this is a spoiler, I think it's in one of the trailers. There's a dance sequence.
Yeah, there is a full dance sequence.
A full-on dance sequence in the movie, and that was the point where I was like, oh yeah, this is a franchise made for children.
Yeah.
I am pushing 40 and I'm excited to see it.
It's fun. It's just fun.
But it is fun.
And I think I always talk about missing like an earnestness in Hollywood, and I think everything's trying to be too self-aware and too meta. And I think there's something just quite charming about Sonic.
We've got to give a big shout out to Jim Carrey in this one.
Oh, yeah.
And because he spends most of the movie acting against nothing, because he is just surrounded by CG characters, he is going for it.
Oh, yeah. He's doing the most Jim Carrey I've ever seen.
He is acting for all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Because there's no other actors on. He's like, well, I've got to do the work of 4 actors here. And he just goes for it so hard.
But yeah, I don't know. I think he's wonderful. I think that the giving him a justification for looking the way he does now, like the classic Robotnik we had kind of thing. I also love everything to do with him. For the life of me, can't remember his assistant's name. But you know,
the coffee guy.
The coffee guy. So he's running a coffee shop, which, by the way, I would frequent.
It's also just it's called the Mean Bean Coffee House.
Is that right?
Yeah, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine was a game on the Sega Mega Drive.
There you go. Okay, well that's the level of detail I respect from these filmmakers.
I saw it and it was in the first one, so I was like, that's good.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I would drink there. I would drink at the Mean Bean, and I like their I think. There's something really funny about his performance as well, and the dynamic that they have together, and the sort of the world. If you open with a little latte art joke, I'm all about it. And the man just sort of stares. I'm into it.
Yeah, I had a blast watching Sonic 2. I really, really enjoyed it. And not just because I'm a Sonic nerd, it's just, I love the franchise and this and that. And when I say I love the franchise until about 1995.
Right.
And it's carried on.
Its goodwill has been making you ride since then.
Pretty much. Like the Dreamcast games, I think they're all right. And then a lot of the 3D games I'm not into at all until like Sonic Mania a couple of years ago. So like my love of the Sonic franchise started in 1991 and ended in 1995. But
here we are in 2022.
And I'm still being like, I love Sonic.
Yeah.
But as a fan of the franchise and a fan of that era of the franchise in particular, like it gave me everything that I wanted from that movie. And I just had so much fun with it. And like, you see it in the trailer, like the Sonic and Tails going up against the Death Egg and all this sort of stuff. I was just like, this is so good. But outside of that, just as a film and for a kid's film and a family film, it's just so much fun.
As someone with absolutely no affection or attachment to the Sonic franchise, who just is a fan of a nice time, I had a nice time.
Well, we also had the chance, I also had the chance to sit down with Jim Carrey.
You haven't mentioned it much.
No, well, yeah, I interviewed Jim Carrey. And now you can watch me interview Jim Carrey.
Who?
As an icon of the 90s, you are on screen with 3 other icons of the 90s in Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Yeah. How is that for you?
It's been a battle of good and evil since 1993, man. We were both born into the zeitgeist at the same time. It's crazy and amazing and fitting that we should be at odds together. It's like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier or something like that. It's just going to go on and on.
What do I need to do to really pull off the Dr. Robotnik look?
Go back and start reading more.
Okay.
No, I mean, honestly, I think that Robotnik had a giant black hole inside him from a very early age, and he filled it with knowledge. He ate from the tree of knowledge, and he became something that can never be quenched. And I think he wants to control the entire world and enslave mankind, not unlike a Putin or a I mean, there's plenty of that popping up here and there these days, but I like your look. I think it's great.
Of course, Sonic is our big release this week, but you can also check out The Bad Guys and the long-awaited Morbius.
Very longly awaited. Bad English on my part, but nonetheless, it's out.
It's the New Mutants of Sony comic book world.
The New Mutants.
It's the New Mutants in Morbius. You can also get tickets for The Batman, Ambulance, and RRR.
And you can book tickets now for Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore, Downton Abbey, and The Lost City. Let me tell you something about The Lost City.
Did you get to go and see it?
Well, Luke,
Oh,
you know,
damn.
I've been hustling because I'm very excited for this film.
I was on the tube yesterday and I saw a poster for it, and my first thought was, I need to ask Dan if he finally got a chance to go and see it.
Well, we had an unlimited screening of it a couple of days ago, and I was unfortunately unable to attend because I had dinner plans, which I did nearly cancel, but I felt, friendship and all the rest. But then, do you remember how I'm very special?
Oh, I do know how you're special. Yeah.
Guess where I'm going tonight?
Where are you going to tonight?
Maybe a little premiere. Maybe a little carpet event with the stars of the film.
Really now? You're going
Maybe.
to the red carpet events
be.
of the Lost City?
Who knows if it's red? There may be no carpet. They may just go like, gravel. It's a jungle out there. Who knows? But I've been told the Radcliffe is going to be there. So I'll bring him next week if he is.
Radders did an interview on an
Yeah.
American television show last week where they asked him about, is it true as a Brit that you learn everything about America through The Simpsons? And I was listening to a podcast by Americans that were like, is this true? Did a lot of Brits discover things about America through The Simpsons? And I was like, yes.
For you, yes, but for me, and Radders is the same age as me, it's Friends more than The Simpsons that I learn all of my America stuff from.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I've been doing a little rewatch of that.
You have, because you and I have got some thoughts.
Oh, yeah. You're so wrong, by the way.
I think you're wrong.
Pop it in the comments below. Rachel and Joey, yay or nay? I'm a big nay.
It's a big thumbs up.
Hard
me.
pass.
So
Hard pass.
It's a hard. What's the opposite of pass?
Go?
it's a hard go from me.
We'll talk in a minute.
Hello, we're at Cineworld and we're going to be watching some trailers. We're really excited. It's the bad guy. The bad guys.
Hit it. This is the crew. Mr. Shark. Oh, look, Shark. Mona Lisa disguised as a surprise.
Mr. Snake.
Mr. Snake. Jackpot. Miss Tarantula.
Where'd you learn that?
Mostly YouTube.
Who's that, Sachi?
And I'm the big bad wolf, the villain of every story.
Who's the leader?
You want to stay out of jail? You need to go good. Help Grandma cross the street.
He's gonna blow it.
No, run!
Oh, wow. That's so funny. I like that one.
With the Cineworld family ticket, adults pay kids' prices. Embrace your childish side at Cineworld.
On April 21st, there is a special screening of NT Live's performance of Henry V. Now,
Henry V.
I'm going to keep calling it Henry V.
Come on.
What do you want me to call it?
Henry the Fifth. And I want you to say it like you mean it every time. I want you to say it like you have come from Rada yourself. From your diaphragm. Henry the Fifth.
All right, let me sit up in my chair here.
Oh, Henry the Fifth.
Aha! NT Live's performance of Henry V.
Oh, come on.
And we also had the chance to sit down with its star Kit Harington. And here's what he had to say.
Get into that.
Yes, so Henry V follows King Henry V in his invasion of France, and it follows that campaign of his and the war that entailed, famously known as Agincourt, and his eventual victory in that campaign. And over the years, it's sort of been interpreted in many different ways. It's been a very patriotic play for England and the UK. Our take on it is something slightly different, and questions the idea of invasion and also patriotism and colonialism.
And you can also click the link in the video description down below to check out the unlimited screening of Operation Mincemeat on Tuesday, the 5th of April. But that's all we got time for on this edition of What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. Please do click the link in the video description down below to check out any of the movies that we discussed today, including Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which we didn't actually talk about what our pick of the week's were. That is my pick of the week.
Yeah, it's mine too.
Yeah.
Although I am keen to see Ambu LA Ants. That's how it's done on
Oh,
the poster.
right, yeah. That's good.
Thank you. It's another one I was working on all week.
And if you like that audio waffle, then there's more of it in the podcast version available on all good podcast platforms. But until then, I've been Luke Owen.
And it was How Green was my Dan Layton.
And that's What's Up.